What's up, everybody? Welcome to the first ever Hot Pockets pregame show from Orlando, Florida. We're coming at you live, and tonight we have an awesome show lined up for you. We'll be talking about all the roster changes that happened in the offseason. We'll take a look at the brackets, and at the end of the show, the little man, Tots, will be sitting down on the pregame show with me. It's going to be sweet, and it's coming up right now, the Hot Pockets MLG pregame show. Welcome back to the pregame show.
It's my first time being here, though, man. It's crazy.
You just got to have fun. It's all about having fun. Fans are everything.
That's my personal statement. You can trademark it or whatever. We're going to watch good people play.
You ready for this?
I don't think the world's ready for it.
What are you doing here?
What's up, guys? I'm your host, Chris Puckett, and joining me tonight, my MLG experts, you know him, Scott Lussier, better known as Gandhi, 2006 national champion, and of course, my stats expert, the man, DMAQ. How you guys feeling?
Feeling awesome, Chris. The weather's awesome. The little layover, the 3-month layover was good. It's good to be back.
I'm excited. Every season, a fresh start is always good. We see how teams have evolved over the last season and all the off-season changes. It's exciting.
You know, in this city just a few months ago, we crowned Believe the Hype the 2009 national champions. No one expected it. It was crazy. But coming into this event, Believe the Hype, they're not the same team, and neither are the other top 10 teams competing here. All of our top 10 teams have made roster changes. And guys, let's get it started. Let's help our audience find out who's playing with who this event. Let's check out our 10th-seeded Darkest Hour. Kick us off, Scott.
Now, with Darkest Hour, this team, you see the reunion of Ant and Legend. Now, this team has chemistry, or these two have chemistry. They are going to be the backbone of this team. They took second at the first ever Halo 3 championship, and that's going to really help mold this team together. And then you have Captain Anarchy. He's been to 4 national championships. He's placed top 3 in 3 of them. He knows how to win. He's capable of bringing this team to victory. It's just whether or not he can do it.
And, you know, I'm kind of liking this new Darkest Hour. Looking kind of solid. Captain Anarchy looking to pull some surprises on the Friday Night Kickoff. DMAQ, another team we're going to be seeing on the Friday Night Kickoff tonight, Heaven and Earth. They just added a lot of firepower.
Yeah, they added tons of firepower. What you look at what Heaven and Earth did in the offseason, they lose Captain Anarchy and Perplexity, but then they add Nated and Clutch. Nated is an absolute monster. When you look at what Nated does, he is a game changer. That's what you get with Nated. And then on the other side, you get Clutch, a national champion. What he did in Orlando, he's upset many teams. He jumps on a number 9 seed, and that's exactly what you're going to need. You're going to need people that are able to upset other big teams, and that's what Nated and Clutch bring to you.
And we're definitely excited to be seeing the national champion, you know, Clutch playing with Nated. He said he was the one player that he really wanted to team with in the offseason. He got his wish. He's playing with Nated. He's playing with Killer Drew and Karma. They're going to be sweet tonight. And so is this team, Status Quo, the team that's been tearing up the land. They're coming in at number 8, Scott.
Now, Flamesword and Ace keep the Status Quo name over the offseason, but you know, the problem with Status Quo in the past was not their dedication. They were always prepared for an event. It was just the tournament pressure. They had a hard time performing. So what do? They pick up a player, name enabled, he was on Dynasty, shows up to Anaheim with only online practice, comes in and gets 4th. Now this kid, that says one thing to me. He knows how to handle tournament pressure. Flamesword and Ace are going to be looking for him to bring them back into the top 8 where they belong.
And he's got sweet red hair, so I'm going to be watching him just for that. And, guys, they also added a player who blew my mind. He looked terrible in the VOD I watched. Assault looked incredible at the LAN. He was dropping plus 10 almost every other game. Look for him to turn some heads tonight on the Friday Night Kickoff. And let's move on now to our number 7 seed. That's going to be Final Boss. Yeah, that's right. Final Boss is the 7th seed.
And a very unconventional 7 seed. When you look at what Final Boss has done last season, they were very disappointed with how they played. But, Puckett, we have to remember what we saw at the National Championships. We saw a number 7 seed win the whole tournament, and that could certainly happen here with Final Boss. You look at Ogre 2, you have a Halo legend. Then you have 2 veteran players in Fear Itself and Victory X, and then you have the player that I like to pick up of the most, Tots. Tots is going to be a player that really gives him the practice, the drive, and he's a very objective-minded player. That's something that Final Boss has lacked in the past, and that's what's going to revitalize this Final Boss squad.
And we'll talk more about Tots later in the show. He'll be joining me, of course. And, guys, let's move right on with number 6, Team Classic. They lost Best Man, but they added the Old Spice Rising Star. Talk to me about it.
Now, picking up Toxic was a huge move. This kid has nothing, or has everything and raw talent. He is a total package, but he's never been on a team with a team leader. Now, when you put him in a mixing bowl of Soldier 187, Chig, and Ghost Ayami, you're going to get talent. Gosayami has the ability to mold players into superstars. I've teamed with the guy. I've won a national championship. I know what he brings to the table, and he is going to take Tzatziki from individually skilled to a superstar, and you're not going to see Tzatziki leave that spotlight.
You know, and Sundance said it on the bracket show. He expects Tzatziki not only to be a star in the league at the end of the season, but to be a superstar. Will it happen? Well, we have to look and see it. Well, find out this weekend is what I'm getting at. Guys, let's move right on. Moving on to number 5, Believe the Hype. Stumble and go, baby. Stumble and go. Believe the Hype.
Believe the Hype. Your 2009 national champions. Not the same squad that you saw last season. They changed 2 players, and they add a Destin and a Pure Gangsta. I really like this pickup, Scott. When you look at Believe the Hype, they add 2 players from Dynasty. These players from Dynasty also showed that they could cause a lot of upsets. That's what Believe the Hype is about. They play a lot of good teams, and they play them very well. I expect them to keep up with the aggression. We're going to see the same Believe the Hype squad that we saw last season, and every team in the top 8 is going to be scared to play them.
And Believe the Hype looking awesome with that lineup. I'll talk more about those guys later, but right now I want to talk about the number 4 seed. They were looking very impressive in their offseason lands. That is Team Instinct.
Now, Instinct, this was one of the more incredible moves I saw over the offseason. Roy and Lynch have always had a hard time winning a tournament. They've never won a single tournament. They flirted with it a couple times, but they haven't been able to seal the deal. So what do? Over the offseason, they pick up 2 national champions. They pick up Elamite Warrior, and they pick up Cloud. Now, picking up Elamite Warrior was absolutely huge. Elamite Warrior has a fire lit under him. He just got dropped from Straight Rippin', and he wants to win more than anything. So picking him up, you're getting a lot of blood, and you're getting a lot of dedication. And then you have Cloud. Cloud was kind of shadowed by Demon D slaying the power, but now he's going to be the main slayer. This kid is going to dominate this event.
All right, Gandhi's looking out for Cloud, and we got to be looking out for Carbon. Carbon's coming in at the number 3 seed, the same place that they finished at our national championships. DMAQ, we have a completely new Carbon lineup, though. Who do we got?
Not quite the same Carbon you saw last season. They lose Shockwave to retirement. Naded is kicked off the team. They pick up Best Man and Strong Side. So when you really break this team down, you're looking at 2 main duos here. You have Best Man and Defy, 2 best friends outside the game, and arguably 2 of the best battle rifles inside the game. And then on the other side, you have Walshy and Strongside, 2 players who have taken that journey, won the 2007 national championship together, held together to the final boss dynasty. When you look at this team, what you're going to see is great strategy, great communication, and a team of veteran presence going to be very hard to beat. And what I know, never to bet against Walshy. There's a reason he's a fan favorite. He's messed up my bracket numerous times.
So many.
So many times. Walshy cannot be counted out until the tournament is over. We'll see how Carbon plays this weekend. But a team that I don't think anyone is really worried about, our number 2 seed, Straight Rippin'.
And they should be worried about this team, Chris. Straight Rippin' picked up the 2009 best overall player in Hines. Now, the beauty with this pickup, besides the fact that he's the 2009 best overall player, he fits the exact same playing style as Elamite, so this team doesn't even have to adjust their playing style. The only difference is Hines does it better. We're going to see Snipedown become a dominant slayer like he was back in 2008. Yeah, he was good in 2009, but he could have been better.
Solid points, and that leaves us with the number 1 team in the world, the team that won 3 events last season. The 3-time MVP Pistola plays for him. It's Triggers Down.
Well, you certainly hit it on them already. They have a 3-time All-Star in Pistola, and then you look at SK and Hysteria. Hysteria did not play to the capabilities that he could have last season, Scott. I feel like he fell off a little bit, and now they're going to get revitalized again. You talk about how teams get a fresh start. They're going to get that with Neighbor. Neighbor is going to come in. Now he's a free-roaming Neighbor. He feels like he's playing with teammates that he could finally feel comfortable with, players who are actually better than him. That ego is going to be kept in check, and we're going to see a comfortable, nice Triggers Down. That's going to be very hard to stop. We've seen it in the middle of last season.
All right, so there you have it. You just found out who's playing on our top 10 teams. Keep an eye out all weekend long. Right now, we're going to a quick commercial break, but when we come back, we'll break down the roster moves a little bit more. Who did the best moves? Who made the worst? You'll find out in a minute.